Did you know the last Dwarven emperor was actually an elf? Tsalla was a charismatic elf mercenary, born in the far eastern islands of Xomni sometime around the year 4800. His rise to fame began in a war between his homeland and nearby kingdom of the Sue, where he proved both his personal martial skill and clever tactics, but also earned his famed nickname, Tsalla the Treacherous, when he sold his services to the other side, betraying his homeland. Unfortunately for Tsalla, he was almost immediately captured. But he was able to escape, fleeing north to the lands of Thari, which was currently being attacked by orc tribes of the so-called Greylands. Just a few days into a siege, Tsalla threw open the gates, surrendering the fortress to the orcs. He was captured again, but quickly began a plan to work his way into the orc lord's good graces and resume his rise to power. Unfortunately, he was only loosely familiar with the orc culture, so he insulted the lord and found himself banished across the Kodamic Sea to the western orc lands. In the Straits of Rupu, the orc ship was then raided by dwarves, who brought Tsalla south into the Dempik Sea. By the year 5000, Tsalla is said to have landed in the city of Kazuk, where he made a small fortune gambling on chariot races. Money he then used to head into the constantly warring Straits of Henge and begin rebuilding his mercenary army, this time with kobolds. Tsalla then continued to build his reputation, moving to the western elf kingdom of Senthuj. Here, around the year 5050, he was hired to help in the Senthuj war against Nidna, and while raiding a village, Tsalla received the offer of a lifetime. This is the Kufti Empire, which was once the most powerful Dwarven kingdom in the world of Aufeyne. But their golden age was long past, their territory much diminished, and their power was overshadowed by younger realms. The Great Sikhusnuden in the north, the Holy Republic of Evdid, CR War of 7000 Days series, and the rising kingdom of Mivmir. Internally too, the once impressively centralized empire had fractured as the noble houses gained even more personal power. It was one such noble, Kurtha of Khazuk, that made Tsalla an offer. She had been married to Kanth II, heir to the Emperor Kanth I, but her husband had died, and with him her bid for power. The Emperor had no other heirs, but Kurtha was generally disliked, and the nobles would not willingly elect her to the throne. But if she had a giant army of famed, experienced, and well-equipped mercenaries backing her position, the offer was simple. Marry her, deal with her enemies, and Tsalla could keep the titles, continuing with his looting and pillaging. And she would hold all the power back home. Tsalla betrayed his employers and began invading the Kufti lands. Kurtha upheld her end of the bargain. He was crowned Emperor Tsalla I of Kisalyu, and Kurtha was named consort and steward of the realm. Tsalla's reign lasted 50 years, and saw him leading the army to expand the Kufti borders for the first time in centuries, while Kurtha oversaw domestic affairs, ruling with an iron fist as she sought to claw back the centralized power of the state. Unfortunately, Tsalla grew too ambitious for his own good, and while leading a fleet against Mivmir, he was betrayed by his own underlings. A noble conspiracy ousted Kurtha and orchestrated Tsalla's assassination, the conspirator carving the realm into their own principalities, finally putting an end to the mighty Kufti Empire after 3 millennia.